Why are you judging me?
'Cause.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Ah.
Hello.
Welcome to the critique stream, where Ursula doesn't plug in her goddamn laptop.
Wow. Dropping
The D-bomb?
the gosh dangs.
Ding darns. 23 subs and only 93 views. Oh, they're blaming other people, not me. Hell yeah. Been watching too much Jenna Marbles because I'm a freaking piece of trash.
Wow, are you saying people who watch Jenna Marbles are trash?
Yeah. Specifically those of us that watch it on 0.5 speed. Ever watch a YouTube video on 0.5 speed? It is a trip.
This is great.
It's very existential. It's very 2 a.m. and I don't know what's going on. You're all trash. Almost cost me 100 cats.
Oh.
Okay. My lord. Witches get blitches.
Witches get
Liches
soup.
when they kiss them.
Witches get soup. Hello, everybody. Okay. So if you are new here, this is our critique stream for
Get out! If you're new here, this is for old time fans. Real fans, not fake fans.
Okay.
Why are we talking about soup? Soup's pretty good. Sorry, I'll stop.
Okay, child. So we are critiquing the art of our Patreon supporters at the $8 tier. So if you are interested for next month's stream, then check out our Patreon. It's down in the description down below. So yeah, we're gonna go through and look at some people's art. There's some comic submissions as well. Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait. Damn it.
I'm terrible today.
Oh,
I believe in a thing called love.
I don't.
Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Witches get onions, and that's why they are trash. I wish I could start drawing my comic, but no, I can't for many reasons. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Only the rich get the crit. Hard heck.
We're very
Because
classist.
McKay and Gray is classist. No, it's because life sucks and we need money. So,
What?
we need less money because my stepdad and mom gave us like 1,000 towards the car.
Yeah.
We have a new car now.
Oh yeah.
Update.
Okay. Do you guys want to hear about our horrible week before we begin?
Mm.
Let's begin, actually.
Yeah, let's begin.
There
You
are
guys-
people who have paid to be here.
Yeah,
so-
well, we're late.
We're not. We are not late.
Hey, there's my post. Anxious.
Oh, don't worry, Tegan. You got this.
We all got this.
Woot, new car? Yeah, we got a new car. So now I can drive places. And I won't be pulled over by the police for driving a terrible, awful car.
It's AC.
Yeah, it has air conditioning. It has automatic windows instead of manual rolly windows.
You can click buttons and stuff happens.
Yeah. It's like I'm living in the modern era. Even though it's a car that's older than the last car.
Hell yeah.
It's a 2006 and my last car was a 2007.
When are you guys gonna crit my persona? When you stop being dirt poor.
Whoa. Gonna make sure you don't commit another car crime. Exactly.
Oh.
My car crime was that I was poor and had a bad car.
The real crime. Wrong place, wrong time.
Hey, Canadians say Zed. It's true.
Zed.
Zed. The true way to say that letter.
Y and Z.
Me when my dad switched cars. Welcome to the modern era. Right? It's like, hello. What is this? Okay, so we're gonna start.
Critique time.
We're gonna start with Ace the Pan,
Show it to me.
who is here. I have seen hanging around the chat.
Ace of puns.
Ace of Puns. Okay, so the first piece.
Read that. I can't read that.
This is a bust of my comics antagonist. He's also the protagonist's romantic interest. 10 out of 10. Is it enemies to lovers because I'm here for this.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I won't stop. I can't promise you anything.
Not the same comic as last time because I decided to be dumb and work on two comics at once. So he's from a second one. Some feedback on the coloring / lighting and shading would be appreciated, as well as on the art style in general. Also, what kind of impression does he give you? I won't say what he's supposed to be. So he looks
like a bad boy.
Bad boy?
Looks like a punk. Looks like he rides a dirt bike.
Dirt bike?
Like his eyebrows.
He gives me a very, like, Draco Malfoy feel. Like that kind of, like, snooty, arrogant guy.
But he rides a dirt bike.
Yeah, he rides a dirt bike. He's, like, cooler than Malfoy.
Yeah. I'm dead for this redhead.
But yeah, he looks like an arrogant, pretty boy.
Me too.
It's true. Bones is an arrogant, pretty boy.
I'm sorry, you got the weirdest Bones today, guys. This is the wrong timeline.
Okay. So he's meant to be mostly serious, but he has a mischievous side too. Okay, I can see it. I can see the mischief.
He doesn't seem serious because his shirt's not buttoned all the way up.
Yes, button his collar.
I don't know, that just says serious to me.
I think it would help to see the rest of his outfit a bit more to understand his personality.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, arrogant pretty boy is a pretty good description. Okay, so you should, yeah, because it's, in his expression, he looks very, like, he's sneering. It looks like he's sneering, I think. But clothes can say a lot about a character, but we'll just look at what we see. But from his expression, yeah, he looks like he's sneering, or he's looking down his nose at someone. He looks like he cares about his appearance. Just based on, like, it looks like his hair is gelled back or styled. And he has pretty eyelashes.
Me too.
Yes, he's smug. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm getting a lot of that from his expression. A lot of it is in the eyes and his little cat mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the placement of the eyebrows and the eyes and the mouth. Feedback on the coloring, lighting, and shading, as well as the art style. I think so. Okay, so looking at the colors, I do like, you've got good contrast going with, like, the eyes and the hair. Like, they really stand out against, like, the rest of him. And I think it's because you've got, like, a darker value for the hair and for the eyes. I'll zoom in on this a little bit. Whereas, like, his skin is lighter and his clothing and his skin look to be, like, one hue. Like, they look like a lighter version of the red hair. So it brings it all the colors together, and then the blue is a nice little pop from his eyes. But yeah, there's good contrast between the different elements of him. There could be a bit more between his skin and his shirt. Like, maybe his shirt needs to be lightened up a bit, or maybe there needs to be more shadow around his collar area, just to differentiate it a little bit, because the, sorry, Matica's grumbling upstairs. Yeah, that's Matica.
I'm gonna go give her the peanut butter lizard.
Okay. Give her that peanut butter lizard.
My back is problems.
Aw, Bones is having trouble.
I'm always having trouble.
That Bones McKay is trouble. I got a question for all while they're giving critiques. Oh, for the chat? Okay. I'll ignore. Okay, but yeah, there could be a bit more contrast between his skin tone and the collar. Like, either make the shirt lighter or darker, or add some more shadow in. Nope. I think there could be... You could utilize darker shadows overall. Like, I like the shading style. Like, you've got some nice, like, subtle gradients I see, like, on the neck and on the face. I especially like it because it gives lots of definition to this side of his face, like, right here. Sorry, let me grab a little brush. But like right along here, this looks great. Like you get a really good definition of like his cheek. And around his eye area here and like the little shadow in here. I also like it around his eyes too. It gives like good definition of his face shape. But I think, yeah, so that looks great here. I think it's missing from a few of the planes elsewhere on his face where you could add it back in. Like maybe a small one like around his jaw. Or maybe like kind of in this area to show a bit more definition between like the side of his face and like the front plane of it. Just to give it a bit more definition here. Because you've got like all the elements in the right place, I think. Just adding, like, try going a bit more ham with some of these shadows to, I think it'll stop it from feeling a little bit flat. Because I am finding this area here does feel like it's a bit flat, and I think it's just because you're missing definition in the shadows around here. But, like, the placement of everything looks great. Like, everything seems pretty well proportioned. It's definitely stylized, but it looks pretty, like, neat and tidy. And I think it just needs a bit more, like, definition from shadow. And I think that you could also darken some of the shadows. So, like, I like the subtleness of the gradient. Like, I think you can keep that light, but maybe darkening some of these shadows in here. And, like the tight one you've got along the side of his cheek here. And the ones under his chin and stuff. Like, just tightening the contrast of that or deepening the contrast of that will help a lot with kind of defining his face and making it feel more 3D. But yeah, overall, I like your art style as usual. It's really cute. You do a lot. I feel like you say a lot about your characters, like in really simple, subtle. Sorry, Bones is being harassed by a cat right now. You say a lot through very simple shapes. So, good work. Keep that up. You're doing really good. One more little thing. I find the texture of his hair to stand out quite a bit, just because it's got so much small detail in it, whereas I find the rest of the work doesn't really have that small detail. Maybe the shine in the eyes comes the closest, but everything else is very like the rest of it doesn't really have a texture. Like, it's all very smooth, whereas his hair has the hair, like the smaller hair textures in it. So if that's something you want to maybe add more texture in elsewhere to kind of balance it, or if you want to reduce the texture there, that's up to you, but that's something that stands out to me. You've drawn your persona. Good. Proud of you, Jude. Sorry, just taking a break to drink some tea. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Oh, these are cute. And Ace, if you have any questions, just stop me at any time. And I think reducing would make sense because it takes a while to draw in. Yeah, because I think you could definitely keep the shine, but maybe reducing it to some simpler shapes. One, it would save you time, and it might help with the balancing of the texture work. Okay, so moving on to the space ones. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, this one is a sticker sheet I'm planning to try selling at conventions. Gonna apply for a table next week. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats, I hope you get in.
Whose is it?
Sorry?
Whose is it?
This is still Pan stuff.
Oh, okay.
Or Ace's stuff. Mm-hmm. I'd like feedback on the general appeal of it. Like, is the design/concept good?
It might print a little dark.
That's what I was concerned about, is like everything in here seems very dark and very, yeah, like that's very low down and in the dark area. Like, your colors are all very saturated, which is good, like it makes them pop, but they're all very dark. And I think you might need to add in some colors that are more up in this range up here. Like, there's a few places I'd be concerned about. Like, this bunny's face here, when it prints, it might kind of blend in with the space helmet. And I think you'll lose the details like the eyes and the nose and stuff. Just because printing stuff generally, it comes out darker than it appears on your screen.
Yeah, and it's probably, if you're going through a sticker place, they tend to print dark because they print RGB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only slightly darker in CMYK. Yeah, I'd just be careful with it. Do some test printing and stuff. Just to make sure it's what you want.
Yeah.
Because there are a few places where you can lighten it up, like this bunny's fur color, for example. Or even lightening up the background so that the bunnies pop off it more, possibly. But
yeah, just more contrast and value would
yeah.
probably help.
Yeah.
Because even if it ends up being dark, it just will be different than the spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it seems to be kind of all in the same value range, very tight.
Yeah.
I think they're really cute.
I do. I think the designs are super cute. This is something I'd definitely buy. Is the puppy being trouble?
Oh.
What did the puppy do?
Why are you assuming it's the puppy and not the cat on the fridge?
Oh, Lear. Lear is causing trouble.
Lear is after the puppy's calm.
Ugh, Lear.
The puppy has peanut butter and Lear wants it.
Lear.
But I can't put him with Madco because she also has
Oh no! Everyone is peanut butter.
But Lear and Santa Bona.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, sorry for the distractions. But yeah, the design is really cute. I would definitely buy something like this. I think your silhouettes are also really great. Like these are all, like you can, sorry, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. They're all very appealing shapes, and they're all, the silhouettes are good because you can tell what they are by looking at them. There's nothing that's like overlapping and confusing. I think it helps that it's like a very...
She's in the bathroom now.
Okay. Like it's
put a
very...
litter box in. So.
Oh no.
It's all tile, so.
That's true.
I think you should make the space buttons like the word like white, so it stands out. And if someone wants, they can cut it into a sticker because it looks kind of cute.
That's true. Just showing you how it would look in my scratchy way. But yeah, totally.
Because I feel like it brings it together pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you can probably keep the other ones subtle, like that.
Definitely the little shapes and stuff.
Yeah, because otherwise that might get distracting. But the space buns itself is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
If it stuck out a bit more.
Totally. Because I'm sure that's something a lot of people would want a sticker of to just put on stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall they're really cute. Totally something I'd buy. I think lots of people will like them.
I think the spacing of them is a bit odd. They feel kind of bunched in the middle a little bit.
Yeah, you might want to move them out a bit.
Unless, of course, you're working with something specific things.
Yeah.
It's also, like, it's kind of odd because, like, these ones are all oriented facing the same way, and then this one's kind of like this. Where I feel like if you orient them a little different, that might be good, too.
Oh, just
because they're all very vertical in the kind of same direction.
I see, just flipping them around and stuff can help.
Yeah, because there's kind of, like, a lot of weight right in here, and there's like no weight over here. I noticed. It's very heavy on this side.
I can see that.
But also don't overthink it if you have a con coming up.
That's true.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think there's a lot of appeal. It's a good concept that I think lots of people will like.
My day's good. Just lots of cats causing shenanigans. And puppies. And my back hurts. Because I'm silly.
Yeah, so let us know if you have any questions, Pan. Ace. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling you Pan.
Because
Okay.
their name's Ace of Pan.
That's true. Last up is a print. I'm going to sell the conventions as well. I'd like feedback on the colors and shading, as well as the design, concept, and composition.
Oh, that's cute. I love the composition and design.
Mm-hmm.
Though it just feels a little clipped on the one side.
Yeah, it feels like it needs a bit more breathing room.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit, not too much.
Especially if there's a bleed.
Mm-hmm. I feel like just if you size down, like the main bits, like the Chihuahua witch.
Yeah. Like, it's fine that the ghosts are cut off because they're kind of cut off in an interesting, like, leading way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the cauldron and the tail I worry about.
Yeah, because if it gets cut weird, it could be just cropped too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, always be careful with stuff that you have at the edges because it could get cropped in way more than you want it.
It's a super cute concept, though.
It
and I totally
is.
buy it.
I would want this on like a little postcard.
Yeah. I'm worried about the darkness of this, too.
Yeah, I think you could do well by lightening up some of the elements. Probably the background would be your best bet. Because you've got it way down here, and this is like a mid-tone area. I'd recommend bringing it like probably up here. I tend to desaturate backgrounds because they're not your main focus. But if you...
You could do content, a select color. Holding her tea... She has to set her teacup down. Ursula's got a teacup and a sassy pen. Because you do the magic wand, and then you open it for...
You have to show me. I don't understand
You
your
don't-
Photoshop ways.
You don't... Oh, it's got like a tolerance of 50. You should be able to do this. Wait, wait.
Layer.
What is the layer? This one.
No.
This one.
That
This one.
one.
This one? Wait. I don't understand your Wacom tableau ways.
Try.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, now you
Anyways.
can be able to switch it out
But yeah.
on your own accord. Do your little fill booklet. Yeah.
But like, obviously you'll have more gradients and shading and stuff. But if you lighten it up, I think it'll make your witch and your...
I'm also concerned about in this area it gets really lost because you got this, and they're very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very similar to the line art, so when you print, it's even more kind of lost you're gonna get in there because you got like a black line on a dark navy right up to another black line and another navy, so it's gonna just kind of become a little...
That is true.
It's gonna be hard to read. I just think about it in print.
Yeah, because if it prints darker...
Because it's gonna be printing with black. Because navy is made from black.
Yeah, and you've got it way down here. Like, because you could even just either lighten up this stuff again. Apologies for the terrible.
Yeah.
But even just something like that
Yeah,
to
just
differentiate. You can also color the line something lighter. Like, something like that would help.
Yeah.
Because I know you do that sometimes with your lines, but it's up to you how you want to deal with that. Yeah, otherwise, I think the composition's great. It's really cute.
Yeah, I love the little skull thing in the background and all that. It's
What if I
very cute.
made the Cauldron's line art bright purple? Yeah.
Yeah, something
That
like
would
that.
work.
Just anything to like differentiate.
Mm-hmm.
Though it would be a bit odd because everything is lined in black.
Yeah, you'd have to work on the consistency of that.
Yeah.
You could do some fun things like giving the ghosts like lighter
Yeah.
or transparent lines or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just worry about differentiating that and lightening up the background.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Cool.
Just keep working on those values.
Exactly. Heighten that contrast.
Contrast. Who don't trust that? Who don't trust that? That frog looking at... Oh, the frog. I don't know
The
that.
frog does look very skeptical. I
Yeah.
also love this portrait of the skull in the background. It's
I just said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm totally listening to you, boss.
Oh, wow. Great. Oh, yeah, on the floor. Interacting with the cauldron. Ah! I feel like Manica might want out.
That's true. Oh, woo.
She doesn't have to go. She probably wants water. Because she got a mouthful of peanut butter because she was going. Okay.
Okay. Ace, do you have any other questions or anything you'd like to
Comments, concerns?
before we move on? Anything we didn't cover that you wanted to know?
I should get water.
You should.
Okay.
Sir?
I'll do that. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning.
A long day.
Okay, we will move on. If you have any questions, though, Ace, let us know. I think I'm good. It was very helpful. Awesome. Your work is always lovely to look at. It's super cute.
I didn't even recognize your cute style compared to the other stuff. It's very cute.
It is. It's super cute. See, I would totally buy all this stuff. Just like pet related little puns and stuff. Heck yeah. Okay, we're moving on.
It was PKs for a bit.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was just the value range. It was a very PK value range. Sorry.
What does this mean?
What does it mean? It's like when people say that's a very Ursula line.
Yes, that is true. Is PK in the house, or should we move on to someone else?
The PK does more of the highlighted kind of shading, whereas Ace does a lot more gradient stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I'm getting better. I recognize your arts.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me tell you what your style is.
Let's move on to Hex, because I see that Hex is here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I didn't recognize
Hex, yeah.
this as Hex's stuff, because it's very different.
Very. As long as no one gets their values compared to mine, I think they're good.
Well, you went with white and a different, like, completely different value, so you're out of the woods this week.
Hello. Okay. So, as usual, all my stuff is gonna have to do with Silas. So the first two more with what I like to call his angel Sona, Celis. We'll have to explain, but it's too much to elaborate on. Okay. So there's the mask design and then some rough costume concept. It's variations of the same concept, so I'm not sure if this counts as one or several. Feel free to... I don't know, we'll count it as one. It's also purposefully isn't supposed to have any dark spots, so for once, that's on purpose. These basically stand at 210 centimeters without the halo-ish part. Okay.
It's good. I like it. What do you mean it doesn't have dark parts? It's way more contrast. It's got some good contrast going on here. It's got many different values. It's very, very stark contrast, actually.
See, contrast can be relative.
Yeah.
Because if you're using, like, values that are way up near white, even using, like, a midtone will differentiate it. I mean, let's look at your values here.
Let's do the value check.
So, you got the white. I mean, you've got, like, a pure white here. And then you've got some, like, lighter grays. And then if you go to the orange, yeah, it's, like, way down here.
Yeah.
I think it's even darker, yeah. Especially with, like, your lines. You're way down here. Yeah, you've got good contrast. Because you also have contrast between desaturated with the white and then saturated with the orange.
Yeah.
So you're good. You've got the good contrast going here.
Yeah, it's contrast. I mean,
Okay.
it has no, like, real dark stuff.
Yeah,
That's okay. You don't have to go all the way to black.
totally. Because, like...
Contrast is, like, relative, like Ursula said.
Because you can have a dark scene where, like, nothing goes up to, like, the really light white value range, but it still has good contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has contrast, but it just has no, like, real dark stuff. I know it's better because for once I went for, like, 3 colors.
I think you're good with, like, hue. It's more like the value.
Okay. So let's look at this costume design. So we got a lovely mask.
Can I see the other ones too?
Yep. So here's a bunch of the costume designs.
They're all so cool.
Yeah.
They're like number 4.
I like number 3.
I like a 4 mixed with an A. Wait, is it A, 2, 3, 4?
That's 1.
Oh.
A.
Looks like an A, isn't it?
It's like the tick.
Oh.
It's like a 1
Oh,
little tick at the top.
okay, I see.
Okay, Bones, why do you like 4 and A?
I like the shoulder pads of 4.
They're very powerful.
I like the wings of 4. Wait, the shoulder pads of A and the wings of 4. Like, I like the fuchsia.
Well, now it's an A. Just to poke fun at Bones.
It looks like an A. Maybe there's like... It still looks like an A. Looks like an upside down heart.
Here we go. There's heart 2, 3, 4.
No, it's an A.
Okay. So I agree. I really like the silhouette of these shoulders. Wait, hello? Where are we?
3 is good though.
10 stroke.
Yeah, I like the 3 wings, but I also like the 4 because I like the eyes in the wing. I think that's cool. It feels like very brought together. Like maybe there was eyes in the what are those? What do you call that?
There is actually
the butterfly flaps of 3. If there was like those eye things, I'd like it.
I do actually think that the shape language is like the strongest on 4.
Yeah.
Cause like I like
bring in those shoulder pads because I like the shoulder pads because they really match like this thing that's going on, and then the shoulder pads go wow. I have like a really heavy hand.
Yeah. You're a strong boy. But yeah, I agree. I think these shoulders really highlight the fooshy foosh going on up here.
And then they have like it's kind of like sorry, it's like
Stop. Stop it.
It's like stop laughing. It's like a this, but then it's like a this, and they're like counter to each other. You know?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Where you've got like it echoes each other like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a that thing going on.
I can see that. The shoulder pads go wow. But yeah, I agree. I think that highlights exactly what I was thinking. Because I like the silhouette of this. Like, this feels so powerful to me. Same with the shoulders here. But I think overall, like, it's definitely that chest piece that's going on here as well.
Oh, yeah, that's nice, too.
That, like, mimics the Y shape.
Thank you. It's Waluigi time. You've got me in a weird mood today.
Me?
Where did my cell phone? Oh, it's in the couch cushions.
I went with 4 for that specific verse. Tried to combine the elements of the others that I liked. Totally, because this does definitely feel like the most... It feels like you were exploring with the first few, and then this one feels like you kind of brought a bunch of elements together.
Just bring back the wah pads.
But yeah, overall, I like your shape language here. You've got these nice little, like, bell curve shapes all over the place, mixed with, like, points. And it goes well with the eye motif. Bones, shush.
Okay, we'll stick to my...
But yeah, and you've got, like, the little pointy parts going through it as well. Overall, it's really solid. Like, this is a very solid design.
I looked at it and I was like, dang, this is cool.
Yeah,
What's this?
I know, like, I see this, I'm like, oh, I want to read this. I want to read this comic. It's got cool angel creatures. Woo.
I looked at it and I go, oh, hell yeah. Basketball.
Stop just quoting Jenna Marbles.
It's great because it's her quoting a Vine.
I know. So,
What?
I didn't get to quote it when I became Hoops Gray.
Oops.
Hello, Gabby. Don't worry about being late.
Ursula's got a basketball game tomorrow, guys.
I'm Hoops Gary.
Hoops Gary is.
Anyways, yeah, I definitely would recommend what Bones was saying, where you bring in some of this, like, the hua shape into the wings or the sleeves a bit, but that's up to you. Overall, very strong. I like the values. Same goes with the face. You've got, like, strong shape language here. Like, it all mimics the eyes, and then you've got, like, the pointy bits as, like, a kind of tertiary shape going through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the halo.
Yeah, the halo is cool.
It's really cool.
It's very cool.
It reminds me... You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the White Diamond lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking of, like, the flatness. I was like, it's a very flat thing, but it looks very stylized, so it kind of works.
It reminds me kind of Mirror Mask.
Totally, that too.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen Mirror Mask?
Oh, hell yeah. Mirror Mask is great.
I love that movie.
Oh,
I'm a
man.
very important man.
I have a tower. Should we move on to the next piece?
Yeah. Let us know if you have any questions, Hex.
Yeah.
And
these ones are cool too.
right?
It also reminds me of Heart Gold, kind of the color palette, or Heart Gold, Golden Heart. They were part of Sparkler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the...
V did it, or what is their name? What's their name? They're non-binary.
Oh.
And they made a comic,
Hmm.
and they made a lot of money. It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
It's very that color.
I can
Palette.
see it. That color palette, the very kind of lanky forms and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I looked at a friend's masquerade Pinterest boards for inspiration for the mask.
Mm.
Yeah, it feels very like masquerade-y. It's
Can
very
you read
cool.
the things? Because I can't.
Okay, then from another verse, more clothing. 3 versions because I wanted to show the braid but didn't want it covering anything in the rest. Plus with capish thing and without. The only thing important here is that I gotta give of a oh no, how tragic my dearly beloved husband was assassinated look. As usual, looking for general stuff. Can't believe I put 3 things to do with Silas in one. Okay. So 3 different outfits for a different AU universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like the contrast. Okay. I mean, there's this great level of contrast where, like, the black of the outfit is very sharp and thin, but then it has, like, these puffy kind of soft wings, but they still have that cunning triangle shaped language to them. But there's still, like, this nice contrast of where, like, the wings are still, like... Because, like, you could have easily gone with, like, sharp wings, but I feel like it works a lot better with, like, the contrast in shape as well as, like, such a stark contrast between the black and white. You know what I mean? Like, it's really strong. It's, like, contrast on all fronts, but also carrying the same shape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you also got this nice, like, sharpness going into the orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like how it's all kind of tied together with the orange. Because you got this stark contrast between, like, the white hair and the wings and the black outfit, but then it's got, like, the orange running through, like, the tips of the wings and the halo and the details on the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great. I love the echo of the cape and the wings. Like, they both have this, like, curl bit here, and then it just does that, but in the opposite direction. I think that's great. I also like the silhouette, having the cape hang off the ends of the shoulder pads.
Yeah, I like the cape. I feel like it brings it together.
Definitely.
Especially in, like, the background. Like, I don't know what it is. it's again kind of with the contrast, but it's also a nice big part to work with black without being overpowering.
Hmm.
But yeah, it echoes the wings in a nice way
Mm-hmm.
while still having contrast.
Yes.
When's your vlog happening? I don't know, when I edit it.
Get off my back.
I just got home. What basketball game tomorrow?
The cape is very wah.
It's very wah.
It's very wah. I
It's
like
got
it.
wah energy.
I also like how you've got, like, Bones said it right when you've got, like, the cunning shape. Like, you've got this, like, subtle triangle thing going on here, which is great, and, like, an inverted one here. Throughout, like, the...
Because even the wings are a triangle, you know?
Yeah,
They're
that's
just like a
true.
soft triangle.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the soft wah.
A soft wah.
They're like, wah. And then he's like, wah, ha, ha, ha. My poor husband, he'll stand.
That's how he cries. I'm sorry, X.
It's really good.
It is. This is a really great design.
I like them both. I definitely like this one a lot more than the top one. But I think it's just because you got cool contrast, and I like black edgy boys.
That's true. Give me an edgy angel. Please.
Angel.
Angel.
The cape is very wah. I thought it was more whoa.
A whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh no, who could have gotten into our bedroom and stabbed him? Who dare?
Yeah, it's got that like stoic angel of death thing. It's got, like, it's very kingly, very
yes.
but bad boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, is there anything you wanted us to look at? Overall, these are really strong designs you got going here. To be honest, he deserved it. Oh no.
I'd be interested
Bad
in,
hubby.
like what his turnaround would be, because I'm like looking at all the front. I'm like, how do you bring this together in the back?
Give him a little bird tail. Sorry.
Royal AU.
It's a Royal AU. Good. Whoop.
Reverse mullet. He's not a bird, he's an angel.
Give angels tails. This is my new rule.
Virgil.
You're good? Okay.
Alright.
But yeah, great work. Good use of contrast, good shape language. Got this.
Who next?
Who next? Okay, so we have, I saw, shoot, what is your real name? Oh, there we go. Ursa Care Mode.
So what's this?
Okay.
I saw it in my file and I looked at it and I was like, this reminds me of somebody.
What does it remind you?
It
T,
remi-
that's it. Okay. I was trying to remember what your not username is. I was like, oh, what is it? Okay.
It reminds me of Laura's stuff. She had like the witch child. All the noses. Like pointy nose. Sorry, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's just my friend's art.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is a composition test from a scene in my comic Death's Blessing. The scene depicting Moist, the main protagonist, after she has wandered away from her kingdom into the wilderness of nearby canyons on a full moon's night. She just found a creek that twists off further away out of sight. She stops there to warm up her voice before she sings the summoner's call. Aside from the flow and composition, I would appreciate any input about the color choices.
She cute.
She is cute.
Okay, sorry.
So the scripting / staging. So panel 1, she looks up at the bright full moon while lowering her hood. Next panel, she sings a few magical musical notes. Next panel, perspective changes. You see her singing it out. There's a view of the winding river from over her head. Next panel, she continues singing as the panels zoom out of the clearing as her voice is carried out. Sorry for the rough format for this composition draft. I hope you enjoy looking at it. And then there's also a drawing of Moist with a viol. Viol?
Sorry, I had to move Ursula's hand to read the speech bubble, and I laughed.
Okay.
Though you do that Ursula thing where you don't point the bubble thing at the person's mouth, and I kind of understand why it's annoying when Ursula does it now. Because it kind of looks like her violin is magical and talks.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a small commenting thing that I'm bad with, as Bone said. So when you are, let me find the thingy.
Okay, find it.
So when you're working with bubble tails like this, because it does look like it's the bow that's talking.
It kind of does.
A little bit.
I saw it and I'm like, oh man, it's a magical violin that can play Wonderwall.
Whereas it's best practice to point it towards the character's face.
Yeah. Just a thing.
I'm literally looking at some of my comics and I see it.
Yeah, something we do. It's really annoying.
Yep, that's something I do all the time. Okay, so let's look at this composition.
I have to find a picture. Junely. Charlie. Charjun.
Junely.
Onion boy. Onion pal.
Onion friend. I'm crying. Okay. So looking at this composition. Okay, so I think you mentioned that this is like just a rough version.
I'm a rough version of myself. Sorry.
One's...
I'm focused. I really am.
Okay.
I'm not. This is my only picture of Al right now. I'm sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry. Okay. I'm focused.
So,
I'm looking at it.
Composition-wise, I find this very easy to follow.
Can I look at it so I can follow? And you can see it from the top down. Because I haven't. So she's like looking up. She does a song. Okay, so it's sort of somewhere between a thumbnail and like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like a test. Yeah, I think it's really strong, like composition wise.
Mm-hmm. Like all your individual panels, like within all of them, the compositions are very strong.
And do I have a brush?
Here.
I want to edit.
There's a few things you have to do.
Okay. So you can't help me.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Do an edit.
She's cute.
Very helpful, Bones.
That girl is cute.
Woo, XD. Okay.
X3 cutie.
I'm probably cutting that scene altogether, but I loved it too much. It's well, like the composition's really good. Like
Yeah.
you've got it shows the scene really well. Like it is interesting, but I think it's a good choice that you start very close up showing her and then you slowly zoom out and see the rest of the scene and it just gets farther away.
Yeah.
So you do get a good sense of like where she is overall.
Yeah.
There's one little thing you might want to change. Like I know you might not keep this, but I find this panel right here, I think you need to dock it in a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong with its size, it's just when I was looking at it initially, I got confused because I thought this right here was its own panel, just because it gets cut off here. And I was like, what is this? Is it clouds? What? And then I was like, oh, it's the background here. So just docking it in even just like a little bit will help show that this stuff is all part of the final panel.
Yeah, and I might do like, just because you have like a this motion for like reading, and then it kind of does like a this, I might just bring this music and swoosh it like just to bring you along that way.
Yeah.
Just because you already have so much like implied movement through here if you can just like bring it. You have such an easy, like this is such a cheat in like a good way where you have like you have literal leading line of music that you can do with whatever you please. So like just lean into it and use it to drag people across things.
Drag them by their ear. Yeah.
I thought you said Mark has a fight, and I'm like, wait, does Mark wrestle or something?
He's got a jiu-jitsu match.
Okay.
Same with this music here. Like, I'd recommend pulling it, instead of having it lead off here, just pull it from the top and then down in like this.
Yeah.
Same idea, where you can literally pull people's eyes around using it, because it's such a strong element, and it's got high contrast with the colors you have behind it. So use it to lead people around like a little carrot on a string.
I like the choice of colors.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some contrast things, especially in like the values. Like, I find that the orange of the music is such a good, powerful thing for contrast, but I feel like it's not pushed far enough. Where I feel like even then it still kind of gets lost despite being like complete opposite hue.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I really like, with the color, I really like how you're able to create color relativity, like having red hair in like the cooler setting and still have it feel cool.
Totally. Like it, especially because it's surrounded by so much blue. If someone took just this orange, because like if you look at it here, it looks really, really bright. But if you actually look at it, it's more of a mid-tone. But because it's surrounded by all this like kind of dark, cool colors, it feels a lot brighter. And I think a danger that you've avoided is taking an orange and putting like a blue filter on top of it, which would have turned it completely gray. So very good job. It looks really bright and natural, and like it's in the proper lighting.
Yeah. Ursula, explain how to fix what I'm having trouble with.
So I think the problem is a value problem here, because if we look at just this panel here, the background elements, like this blue, is very light. It's pretty desaturated, but it's very light. And same with this green here. And if we look at the orange, they're around, outside of like the bright white of the glow here, they're around the same like value, like they're all up in here. So I think what would help you a lot is if you brought down the value in the background. So if you say darkened it quite a bit, it would make this pop. And I'd also recommend bringing up the saturation and the value in the, say, orange, so that it pops a lot more. And just making sure that you've got, if you're going to show like a light element on top, you want to darken the background quite a bit so that it has that extra pop. Because you've got the relativity down where it all looks like it belongs in the same scene, and I think you've got the correct colors. I think you just need to heighten the contrast a bit.
I think it's also like the panel and line art feels kind of around the same, if that makes sense at all.
What do you mean?
I feel like it's hard for me to differentiate where panels stop. Like, my mind kind of ignores the black outline of the panel. I don't.
I think that's also a contrast issue,
Yeah.
where I think you need to differentiate some of the values between panels. So for example, right here, there's not much difference between the colors here and the colors here on the opposite side of the panel. Whereas if you darkened, say, the background a little bit, like, just as an example, let me throw just like a filter on top of here.
Ursula's got powerful energy right now.
if we let's do multiply. So for example, just doing this makes this pop a lot more. It also makes the music notes pop quite a bit because there's this very dark value. But I think it you just need to differentiate the colors between your panels as well. And it's just a value thing. I don't think it's like a hue problem. Whereas this is a lot easier to see that it's its own panel. Whereas this is kind of background noise as of right now until you get nearer to the bottom where you see that it all connects. So even if it's just like a gradient where it's darker at the top, say, and then it gets lighter as you focus on it. But yeah, it just needs a bit more contrast between the different layers of your panels.
Is her mouth open? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Because at first it didn't look open to me. I was like, oh, that irks me. But if it's open, that's fine.
Yeah.
My glasses suck.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, just definitely try and make it pop a bit more. Differentiation.
Yep. Yeah, just gotta heighten that contrast.
Everybody in the world, heighten your contrast.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good.
It does.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Give yourself a pat on the back. 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you pan all your stuff with 10 out of 10 and hex.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone here is doing really good work.
Proud
by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, very good composition. I like the backgrounds. I like how you've included backgrounds, which is great. And they are well composed, where it brings you through the panel, etc. So yeah, very good work. And then moving on to the little doodle of Moist. She cute. Let's see.
I like her outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I like her design.
Me too. She's got good contrast through all her different parts. Like,
You're covering it. Sorry. I like her hips. I just anatomy wise, they look very. Like her legs look very sturdy. They just look well placed.
I also like how even though she's wearing like a shawl, or like a cowl that's covering most of her, you can still like see the form underneath.
Yeah.
She's really well done. She's very well structured.
Her arms are a bit weird if you actually think about them.
They do look a bit large.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about like the arms underneath the cowl, and I can't actually picture them.
I see. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, her shoulder would be there.
Because her shoulders look a bit small. Is that?
Maybe something like that. Yeah, her shoulders do. It probably needs to go up to like here.
Yeah, they're just kind of tight in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And her head's a bit squished.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the legs.
Yeah. The legs are good.
Especially in the hip. Looks good. And the feet placement.
Yeah, it looks like she's standing on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah.
Good placement.
Thanks.
Backgrounds are my favorite things to draw.
Takes me a week. Backgrounds are fun.
Backgrounds are fun.
When I draw the background, it takes me a week and 3 metaphorical deaths. Practice your backgrounds.
Do your backgrounds. They'll get easier.
Yeah, send us your backgrounds. We'll help you on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do things you suck at. That's how you get better. Yeah, it's kind of...
Just as a color choice, there's something about the blue in the background But I feel like it clashes with the orange of her. I think that is just because this blue is a little closer to purple than cyan, which I feel like the opposite of this orange would be like in the cyan range.
Those outfits, because I literally the thing last month. I was okay scenting. Don't worry about it, Hex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Definitely pops a lot more.
Yeah, because I think there is some yellow in like her. Yeah, that's very yellow in her clothing. So I understand like trying to match the more purpley blue with this, which is like an orangey yellow. But I find it's just clashing with the hair, which is a bit more red.
Yeah.
But yeah, the contrast is good. Character's cute. I really like her design.
Yeah.
You just have to know how to draw in perspective.
Yeah, for backgrounds.
Yeah. Which is fun. I found perspective was really frustrating until I figured out kind of how it works, and now it's a lot more fun. You just gotta get through that like tough little hill, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted us to look at? Ursa? T? Heck, I just fixed it and it does look good. Oh, good. Yeah, it can just be, it's hard, especially when you have, say, like a more yellowy color and then, oh, geez, goodbye, pen.
Anatomy, please.
Anatomy, please. Oh, you want to look, do you want us to look at the anatomy? I don't feel super confident. Honestly, the anatomy is good. Like, you have a good sense of, like, the structures and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, a proportioning issue here.
And connecting things, I think.
Yeah.
There's some issues with that.
If you can, I realize she has a lot of clothes on. That's okay. I can, imagine kind of what her...
Because there is stylization happening.
Yeah, which is fine, which will, it won't look 100% realistic, which is fine, and that's the point of stylization and stuff.
Did you underdraw, like, her before adding the clothes? Or do you draw with, like, the clothes on? Just wondering. Because, like, my answer will depend kind of on that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you didn't, like, draw the structure underneath, then, like, it's a really easy fix.
Proportioning issue, because, like...
There might be, like, some gesture things, too.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard. Overall, I think she's got, like, a strong pose.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can tell what... Like, she has a good silhouette. It especially helps having, like, the instrument and stuff in it. Though it does get a little bit stiff in her arms, I find. Though her stance seems okay.
Did you use a reference for, like, the pose? Because that can sometimes help, too, with, like, the stiffness. But if you did, then just gotta keep at it.
Did the stream die?
Did the live stream die for, like, 0.1 seconds? Yep, sure did.
Are we back?
Are we alive?
Hello?
Imagine all the people watching our live stream. Are we back?
Hello? Can you guys hear us?
Where do I go?
We're
alive now?
Okay. Okay, cool. The panic that follows. For real. That's hard. Okay. So yeah, I think it's just a proportioning thing here. So one that really sticks out is her hands feel very large compared to the rest of her.
Yeah, but not in like a stylized way, because like the whole arm feels kind of bigger.
So like this feels very out of proportion compared to the rest of her. Whereas, like, I think her hand should probably... Yeah, I want it to be about the size of her face. So, like... Yeah, with her fingers extended, it should probably just be like this. And then... Like, I think everything will follow after that. Where, like, her arm will get probably, like... It doesn't have to be slimmed down, but it'll probably, like, get a bit shorter if her hands are shorter. Her shoulders can be widened a bit. I find you have here, it looks like it's about half of her head size, and you probably want to... People's shoulders, generally speaking, you don't have to stick to this, obviously, depending on your character, what you want them to look like. But the general proportion is it's usually one head width to the edge of the shoulder, so her shoulder would probably come out to here, which would then change your position of your arms and stuff. I think you're good on this side, because she is turned a little bit, which does, like, squish it a bit. But yeah, to redline it, yeah, it'd probably be something like that. Oh, no. Shoot, I'm drawing on the picture. Good job, Ursula.
Undo.
Undo. Oh, no.
Oh, well.
Oops.
Well.
Anyways, but yeah, so her shoulder can be extended a little bit, and that'll probably fix up your arms as well. One little thing is I think her eye over here is, like, squished width-wise a bit too much compared to how far her head is tilted. Because if her head was tilted more over here, this amount of, like, distortion would make more sense. But her face is mostly facing forward, so I think her eye should match the width of this one a little bit more. So maybe more something like this. If that makes sense. Whereas if she had it, like, turned a lot more, then you would definitely see that distortion with her eyeball squishing a little bit.
Squishing the eyeballs.
Squishing those eyeballs.
How pleasant.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Everything else looks pretty structurally sound. Her feet might be a little bit large. I think you could probably scale them down to about, like, maybe this size, if you wanted to.
They feel kind of stylized, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're going for, like, the large hands and large feet, then stick with it, because it looks cute.
Yeah.
It's all up to you.
Yeah.
I think I gave up on the hand. That's okay.
Giving up on the hand is a constant mood.
You rendered it really well. Like, the fingers all look like...
If Ursula taught me anything, part of the way to draw hands is to give up on the hands.
Yeah.
And eventually you draw them good.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep trying.
You just don't draw a ball, and eventually you can draw hands.
Yeah. But yeah, you've got all the fingers rendered, like, it looks structured. That's one thing about your stuff that is really nice. It looks like it has underlying structure, like it doesn't feel super flat. But yeah, it's just a few things where I think you just need to widen that shoulder and maybe scale down the hands and arms a little bit if you want to even. But yeah.
She's leaning a bit. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you flip the canvas, you'd probably see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that definitely helps is flipping your canvas to kind of see, make sure it's symmetrical.
But 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10. Looks really good overall. Are there any more questions that
it's
you
a
have?
dessert, not a desert. Okay, I was wondering why they're all candy themed.
Desert. The
Desert
candy
cat.
desert. Oh, it's cute.
Sorry.
Stop playing a mobile game on our freaking design stream.
I'm just not great at art, so you don't want me
Yeah,
anyways.
I would like it to look right. No problem. Keep at it. You're doing really good. You've got a good sense of, like, fundamentals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I said in my most controversial video, anatomy is not the most important thing to make a comic.
That's true.
Yeah.
As long as you're showing that emotion and the action is clear,
You're good.
you're good.
Don't fight me on this, I'm right.
Don't come to my stream and fight me. Who should we do next? So I know we promised to do Naj site. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. We promised to review their stuff after. So we have PK and we have Ren. Are either of you here?
What do you mean after? Like after the stream?
No, like at the very end, like the last person.
Oh, okay.
So they said they weren't sure if they'd be here.
I don't know if PK's here or the other one.
Or Ren. Ren, are you here?
Ren? PK?
Ren, PK, are you present? It's fine to do earlier. Oh, you're here. Okay, perfect. Did I say your name correctly? Najsite? Najsikt? Ooh.
Nazit.
Nasit? Ooh. Ooh.
Pronunciation guide.
Hi, I'm sorry.
It's pronounced nice.
Nice. Ikt?
Igd.
Nice ikt?
Nice igd. Sorta.
Sorta? I'm sorry.
Uncomfortably Canadian.
Oh no. Can I call you Nice?
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Nazi.
Nice.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's just work on
Anyways.
things we're good at.
Okay.
Pronunciation is not one of those
I
things.
understand the art, not the language or name.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
It's sort of Swedish. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay. Don't apologize for being Swedish. Though we will apologize for being Canadian. It's our way.
Shut up. Get to work.
Okay. So you submitted a lot of pages for us to review. So I just put down the notes here and I'm going to pull up the pages separately. So the main things I'd like help with is, one, does the story flow well? Am I going too fast or slow? Is the dialogue natural? And are there any recurring mistakes in the art, like anatomy, perspective, panel layouts, etc., that I need to address? Okay, so let's look at these.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I just got a really cute cat.
Bones.
It's an Alice in Wonderland cat, and she shrinks down to little teeny bitty kitty slice.
Stop. Oh, she's cute.
Okay, sorry.
Bones, stop with your gosh dang.
I wrote notes on this. Okay, I can participate. I really like your comic.
It's really cute.
My first impression was, wow, this is good. What is the game? It's Cat Game. It's the Cat Game for iOS. Please, everyone join this game so we can start a McKay and Great squad.
Please.
Because you get to make a group with up to 30 people, so. And you just collect cats, and you get badgered to spend money. It's great. It's a mobile game.
That's mobile games for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I like your colors. You have really good color choices.
Yes.
My first thought was, dang, that's some really good color choices. That's like Starlord, the one who does the centaurs that kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me of that.
Comic called Hot something?
Hot Blood.
Yeah. Very good colors.
But then with like a more cartoony style.
Yeah. I find your shapes are also very like solid. They feel three-dimensional just from the way you've shaded them, and like even though your stuff feels very structured and 3D despite how simplified it is, I find. For example, the way you've rendered out the form using the lines of the bandages, and then the way you've added in a highlight and a shadow, for example, are some really good ways that you've done this, and there's other ways throughout that I really like. It's very structured and feels 3D. And yeah, your colors are gorgeous. You've got lots of good contrast in there. I like how bright and vibrant everything is. Let's see. There are a few pages that I really liked.
There's some nice value contrast.
Heck yeah. Let's see. Stylistically, everything's very consistent as well, which is really nice.
Lots of strong character design too.
Yeah, you can really tell everyone apart.
Especially with the humans. I have some complaints, but we'll leave them for the complaint side.
So there are a few panels and pages that really stuck out where you use your colors and compositions really well to like show the emotion going on. Here's one that I really like, this bottom panel here, where you've got the red surrounding these scary government people, and you can really feel the emotion of Nova, the main character. I just like how the focus is on them, like the background is all blacked out, where you just see like, you can feel the tension and the anxiety. It's really nice. So yeah, that one I really liked. It really stood out to me. There's another page here that was like my favorite. Where is it? This one. I love this one. The timing is really great. Like, I like the staccato of the just the slight emotion changes between the panels and the crying and then the reaction down below, where you just feel the tension at the bottom here. It's really good.
Yeah, you passed the contrast test.
That too.
You did very strongly.
Very strong contrast. I also like the baby. They're cute.
Yeah, I think you're very solid on the art department.
Definitely. Yeah, I know you mentioned that you wanted us to look at anatomy and stuff, but I don't think there's any problems with the anatomy.
And if there is, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
it's very stylized, and you draw your characters very consistently, so I don't think there's any problems with it at all.
yeah. Like, I'll notice, like, a thing here or there, and it'll be like, eh.
Yeah. I don't care. This looks really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that's something you should worry about. I think your compositions are also very strong.
Within panels.
Yes, within panels.
Within panels, I think they're really strong.
Yes.
I think you're really... One of your strongest storytelling kind of panel things is I find you're really good with close-up panels and getting people to, like, focus on the right thing. Like, you really notice it when they pick up the culinary instrument. It's a fork, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Culinary instrument? Are you an alien?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it? Oh, I like this page too.
Yeah.
That's really good. Good contrast. Good focus.
Mm-hmm.
You're also very good at... there was one problem I had. I think it was in the early scene where it's like a flashback of this character here. Where...
oh, it was a flashback?
I think so.
Oh.
Where another character was speaking to a crowd. Here, I should pull it up instead of just talking about it. Where they're speaking to a crowd, but you don't ever see the crowd. Like, you see like the tops of their heads, and this continues out throughout the scene, where it would be nice to see kind of more of a full thing of it, because I've noticed with a lot of your scenes, you will start it with an establishing shot, which is great. That's a good way to start it. But I find you rarely do more establishing shots following that to establish more of the setting around the characters.
Wait, I have a question. Okay. Sorry, never mind. I should leave it for after your thing. Do your thing. Sorry.
But I find when you do show off, say, like, the entire room, you did some really nice ones later on with, like, showing the characters, like, huddled up in the room and stuff, or, like, showing the government people from above, etc. Where are they? Yeah, like here, you do a good job of showing what the room looks like, where the characters are in it, and it's shown off later here. I think you just need more.
Well, my problem with it is that I find whenever you're showing... Sorry, this sounds like a mean voice. I don't know why.
Don't do a mean
I'm not doing it. I'm just slightly irked. I find that whenever you're drawing backgrounds, you never let them have any breathing room. Because, like, if you flip through them, like, this one is, like... Can you, like, go through some? Because this one is, like, half covered by this. So you don't really get to feel the full breadth of the room. Whereas, like, I find it's pretty consistent. Like, there, it's covered again. It never feels like it's kind of the focus when you're doing a background. I don't know what it is. Because even this, it's like you tend to lose the room. And you never let the room kind of star in things. Because, like, in the very first one, got 3 chapters on Tunes and Tempest. Because in the very first one, again, it's sort of like, it's half of it. It's very halved. I don't really focus on it. Okay, here's the random thing I was thinking. Okay, is in this section... Sorry. So this is a different character.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next? Can you go to the next one? Is this person this person?
Yeah.
Oh. They're like little.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought that person was someone else.
Oh.
Do they have arms?
This probably is something that there's more context in the rest of the comic.
Yeah, maybe.
I got about 3 I tend to cover up background, so I have to draw less of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you're really good at drawing backgrounds. Like, you're very good at establishing what the space looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just need to let them breathe.
Give them some space. Let your background do some talking. Because you're really good at showing close-ups and, like, telling a story through close-ups. Like, I feel like your backgrounds don't get enough time to, like, speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Where I find I glimpse over them or I miss them when I'm talking. What am I saying?
When you're reading?
When I'm reading. Sorry, I should open up my copy so I can flip through.
Look at your...
Yeah, look at my notes and stuff.
Wait, okay, so she doesn't have arms. You were right, Bones.
Okay. So they are a different person. Because, wait.
No,
they have robot arms.
They have robot arms.
Okay. My problem with all of these characters in this beginning one is I think I get really confused because they all have the same outfit and color scheme. And if it was just jumbled up a little bit, I would have gotten it. Because I can tell that guy apart, but I have trouble. I just have a little trouble. Or maybe there's like a thing where it's getting... The face is changing very slightly and it was throwing me off. It was like the consistency might have been different because they have like a younger face and then sometimes you kind of push it into like their older face. And there might be something like that going on. It's not a big deal.
No.
And if I had more context to it, I probably wouldn't have been as confused.
It's true. We are in chapter 3 of the story, where we have not read the first 2 chapters.
Yeah. Because, yeah, with the background thing, I feel like you try and tell stories through facial expressions and close-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the very beginning scene, it's shown through eyes and the moving foot, which is good. Like, it gets it across, but you also kind of miss out. You could tell the same story in like 2 panels and give the because yeah, like I found that reading it it was really strong. Like I understood all the stuff. I just felt like there was a lot of animation isms, which is going to be like the most difficult thing for me to kind of explain, where it takes a lot of actions to get things across. Like you use a lot of small panels to tell stories rather than leaning into the fact that with comics you can have multiple actions occurring and just like it'll save you work than drawing of repeated panels.
This was one we looked at when Bones and I were discussing earlier. So for example, you have this top half here where you have, I think his name's Franklin, one of the scientists, looking under the bed, and then it switches to the point of view of the alien who's hiding under the bed, where you could convey the exact same information with just one panel of the scientist looking under the bed, and then you see from the same angle the alien looking out from under the bed looking nervous, which would save you time. And it also, because you have these two crammed up at the top half of your page, they don't get, at least this middle panel here where it's from the alien's point of view, it doesn't feel like it gets the breathing room it needs, and a lot of things feel very tight because you have a lot of panels put together onto pages. There was another page similar to this, yep. So down here where you have the woman grabbing his arm, and then the next panel over, it's the exact same information but pulled out more, where you could cut this first panel entirely and the exact same information would be conveyed and it would save you drawing time.
Yeah, that's what I find.
Yep.
Is there's a lot of like staccato panels like that are really nice to use, but they definitely feel overused in places where, like, instead of drawing the character multiple times, you could use this opportunity to show the space and show the action at the same time. There was one case that really got to me on page 104 and 105 where
104.
Because it starts with the hand at the bottom of 104.
Yeah.
And then you have two of the exact same panels trying to kind of convey that same information. And it's happening in a completely different room to the scene that it continues on. And it's very confusing. And I understand it. I understand what you're trying to get across with that. But the information feels like it should have ended before the page turned, and the hand going across it, like it's very obvious with what's already kind of conveyed.
I think this is another example where you've got one piece of information that you've spread out to multiple panels that you could say in one panel. So, for example, you could have this dialogue, you could cut these two panels and turn them into one where it just shows the government people on the other side of the door and you see Nova pushing it closed. And you could convey the exact same information as having these two panels into one. And then you could also add an additional panel where, like, I know she's slumping down against the door.
Yeah.
Which I know you also want to convey. But you could turn it, instead of like these 4 panels, you could turn it into 2 panels.
Yeah. I think you also have a lot of, there's a lot of pages where I feel like the arc of the page is several different arcs, or like it cuts at kind of strange points.
Do you want to explain what a page arc is for people?
I just like, I don't know. What is the arc of a page? It's just like the story that gets told on each page, because like there's a conclusion to each. Whereas what's occurring in this panel is you have this these top section of panels are all part of one thing, where it's just the reaction to that. This feels very much like one arc. And then this part here is the beginning of the spoon saga, where the fork saga, where it feels like this part is part of a different like if this was like a story like in prose, I would hit enter. You know,
it'd be a new paragraph.
It'd be a new paragraph.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. Is like this is like a completely kind of different idea going across, where it's just like this part could work as a page itself, and then this part here. Another thing I found, whereas this is kind of another animation moment, where it feels like you're. Well, this is more like a thing with the dialogue, where this is like focused on in this panel, but the dialogue here is kind of meaningless, like in an okay way, where they're just kind of saying thank you, goodbye. They're just doing like little small talk. It's just like, instead of 2 panels, you could convey this in one and just have them in the background and dim out these panels so like you know that we're not really, it doesn't really matter what's going on in them, and just like have this occurring in kind of one thing. There's a lot of issues with that where I'm just like, consolidate some panels more, and that would be like a good start.
There's a small thing. I noticed it on this page. I don't know if it appeared anywhere else. You've got a major merger going on between these panels here, where just because of the placement of the lines and the colors, it looks like he has a tiny arm. Yeah. Always be careful with your panels that you don't have 2 elements that create an illusion that they're connected. So for example, because you have the lines so close together, it looks like it's a continuation, that there isn't like a jump, even though it gets closer and it's lower down on his body. But just because of the way they're positioned, it can look a little funny. Same goes for this guy standing here, where it cuts off at the waist, and then you see another character's legs also cut at the waist. So it looks like it's the same character. So just be careful of small little like mergers like that.
Yeah, because this is the conclusion. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back on like the page thing, because this is the conclusion right here. It's like this nervous reaction, and like there's like a suspenseful just watching them, and then they're like, okay, but it's like, this is like a moment of tension. It's where you page cut, you know.
This is their new character design.
Yeah, I like all I feel like I'm nitpicking, but just like, everything's really great.
That's the thing. I feel like we're being super mean, but it's because you have such a strong foundation. We're just nitpicking all these like little things we're noticing.
Yeah. Hit enter on your pages a lot more.
Break things
Try
up.
to consolidate panels and show more backgrounds, and try using more dialogue. Sorry, you'll split up dialogue to like show multiple kind of reactions of them breaking it down, and you use it on some cases where you don't really need to, and it just is causing more work for you, like kind of like this, like splitting up this and this. It's like, it's fine, just keep them together. It's like, well, thank you for having a warm welcome, Nova, and for the coffee, your cooperation has been greatly appreciated. Just bring these 2 together, make it in one thing. Like it's there's not much extra going on. And no, it's super helpful. Never know where to turn for feedback. Yeah. No problem.
The one final thing I'll point out, my final nitpick, I've noticed...
I have way more.
There's a few speech bubble
Okay,
issues.
that's the one.
Okay.
That was the biggest thing that made it really difficult for me to read this comic.
Where's one? Because there's lots of panels where the speech bubbles are fine. Where's...
My thing is with the speech bubbles is you've picked a font size that's like 2 points too small for me to read. And the leading's a little too tight, because you have letters that end up touching each other quite frequently, which is hard on my eyes. And the orange text is unreadable for me.
Yeah.
Because I am basically dyslexic, and it's a light color it's 2 very bright colors. There's like white and like a very bright color, and then it has like a line dash through it, and it's just really, really hard. Especially with the leading too.
But yeah, I can't find the one example. There were a few examples where the
Is the highest quality for 360p? I don't know.
I don't know. Our streams are weird. I'm sorry, Sina. Right. So yeah, the leading, so meaning the spacing between lines.
Yeah.
So I think you need to bring that up so that you don't have letters like crunched or lines crunched together, where it can be hard to read, especially for someone with dyslexia, or vision impairment. But the font you've picked is great. Like, it fits the style of the comic really well. I think if the leading was a little taller, it would be a lot easier to read. And you've got lots of speech bubbles where it's fine. Like, this one looks great here in the middle, where you've got lots of space around them, but there are a few where it's just too tight on the sides and you just need to widen or make your bubbles taller just so that there's that breathing room so it's easier to read.
And honestly, this is going to end up making you make more pages anyways, which will probably help you with breaking up pages more, too.
Yep, that's true.
Because it's like, oh, well, I'm running out of space here.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it's a little too small. I also find you don't break your fonts enough. And by that, I mean, like, here's a perfect example. Is like this right here. It's just like, this is just a regular, normal speech bubble. Like, do something here.
Yeah,
match the tone. Like, there's like the big speech at the beginning, and it's basically just regular type, and he's shouting to a crowd. It's like, bold, smash, make this pointy as like his mustache. Like, lean into it a bit more sometimes.
Yeah.
And likewise, when you're dealing with unimportant dialogue, desaturate it a bit, put it in the background.
Yep.
That's something for 9 Point, was like when Dusty's speaking to a crowd and it's unimportant. It's a different color. Just flag it so that people kind of know like that they're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on in the front rather than in the back. I love evil Nigel Thornberry.
Yes. The character designs in this are all really strong.
Yeah.
I really like all these characters. They're very easy to tell apart. They've all got, like, great designs. Like, it's all very, like, juicy shapes. I don't know how to describe it, but, like, they're juicy. They're great. They feel very solid.
Yeah, I get Yeah. Bold smash. It's very lovely.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate it. And yeah, your backgrounds are so good. Just let things breathe and try and show motion. like just let it breathe.
Yeah.
And try not to like you're these are really funny when you do them. Like some of these ones, they're great. It's like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Head smash. But sometimes they're a little just like over too much. And also you use the pink background a little much. Like, I think it looks great, but also at the same time, it got a bit much for me.
I've gotten the Nigel comment more than once. I want to die. I'm sorry.
Been away for a bit, a whole bunch. Nah, it's really good.
But yeah, this is honestly great. I really like this comic and what you've done. I hope you've enjoyed our nitpicks.
Theater.
I hope they're helpful. But yeah, overall, really great work.
Yeah, focus more on like, I guess what the entirety of the page looks like sometimes too, where it just like the close-ups when you look at each individual panel, they all look so great, and like just sometimes it's a bit of a miss on the entirety of the page, but other times you do really well. That's like, yeah. You'll know you're probably doing better when you see less of the same person kind of appearing the same way a lot. Because it's fine when you do that, it's just sometimes it's too much. Yeah. Okay, is there any other questions you got?
Yeah, let us know.
Sorry, I'm like this bones. Pointy as a stash, evil Nigel. I love the aliens little thing.
Yeah,
it's so good.
So good.
Because yeah, just looking at the pages as a whole sometimes helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I guess if the dialogue is natural?
Yeah, it felt pretty natural. Sometimes it didn't connect. Like, there's like a few moments where it just kind of felt out of nowhere, like it didn't respond to itself. For the most part, it was fine, but I wish I would have written down which points didn't. I had moments, I was a bit confused when she straight up just let the investigators in. And I just thought they knew each other and were pals for a bit, to be fair. But then I looked back and I was like, oh, that guy's being suspicious. But, yeah. I found it pretty easy to pick up, despite not reading, like, the first 3 chapters.
Yeah, because I could understand the conflict and
Yeah.
who everyone was and their personalities and stuff really well.
I feel like I might phrase stuff weird sometimes. It's not too bad.
No.
There was, like, a few moments of it
Yeah.
where it just didn't feel like someone responded at all. But, yeah. A lot of time, I think sometimes I didn't know who was talking because you use very thin tales that are easy to get lost. Which was another thing.
Yeah, I think that's the only problem I ran into with the dialogue was sometimes I had to really search to figure out who was talking. Like in the panels where it's multiple people.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I don't think you have any big issues with your dialogue. It's all easy to read.
Why is it silent? Are we silent?
Are we silent? Can you guys hear us?
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah.
I hope they can hear us.
Oh, is he scanning things? Long about that?
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you either. Why are you here? Why are you always here? You never leave.
Get out of my life, June.
You never leave me alone. So we had to do PK or...
Okay, let's do PKs first because
It's tiny.
there's one little piece. Okay, so PK.
I'll just toss this in here since I'm working on my commission style.
Test examples. PK, are you here?
PK. I think PK's like... PK's dealing with dogs right now. It seems really stressful. Hiding the contrast, PK.
PK! I think that's the only real issue I have with it is these values here are so similar because you got this brown that's like way dark. It's like, I don't mind the desaturation, that's fine because it's brown. It's hard to have a really saturated brown because then it turns like red or orange.
It's hard because it's brown on brown too, though.
That is true.
There's
but
like brown town.
if you look at this value, this is also very desaturated and dark. Like these are almost the same. This one's just a bit more desaturated.
Yeah, different hues,
blue.
same kind of thing going on.
Whereas if you say lightened up the background, it's saturated a bit. PK, but
Hey Vero, what are you doing in this country?
he was sleeping.
Oh. Well, he should leave the country.
Wow.
I'm your messenger. Pay for your sins with my presents. Get me a present! Just get me a present!
But yeah, but if you lightened up the background quite a bit.
Yeah, but there's still like the issues of like the brown on brown. But that just might be the character design.
Yeah.
But even then, there's kind of like the zipper, and then there's like details that are in brown, but like they still don't kind of pop at all.
Because if you just took whatever is here and lightened it up, you could definitely. Yeah. It just needs more contrast between different. More value contrast between things.
Yeah. Because PK's thing. I find PK like there's like nice contrast between like the skin and but like with the darker characters it's really difficult.
Yeah, like when they have dark hair and like a dark outfit.
Yeah.
Things
I also
kinda
noticed
get
something odd about the shoulder in this.
Yeah, I do notice that the shoulders look
I
a
love
little...
PK's art, just saying, it's really cute.
That's true. I'm nitpicking this because I really like your art, PK. Like, it's really cute. I really like how clean the the cell shading is.
Yeah.
And I find that you pick colors that are very pleasing.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
yeah, your color palettes are always very, like, very solid and very nice.
There's something weird about the cheek. Sorry, yeah.
And I find your forms are pretty solid. I did notice that the shoulders here, this one looks like it needs to be out more.
Oh, I know what's wrong with the cheek. It's because her head's turned, but it doesn't look like her head's turned.
I think the problem is that her cheeks don't align.
Well, I feel like she's got, like, her head's kind of turned this way, but like her neck wouldn't be attached to that cheek, so either her head needs to be turned or brought in, you know?
Which cheek?
It's like this cheek's really large. Maybe I guess you're right, it needs to go up.
Yeah, I think it either needs to be, her jaw needs to be brought down here because she's got like a square cheek, or this one needs to be like up like that.
Why are you muttering it to me?
Sorry. BK's not here.
Having a little like quiet talk with Bones, like.
I'm tired. I'm sorry. But I think it's just the cheek. This side of the face doesn't match this side of the face.
It also just looks like her head's supposed to be turned. Like, I don't know what it is.
Turned which way?
I don't know. I can't see when you have your mitts covering it. Like, it seems like her head's pointing this way, but, like, her face stayed. Like, because, like, her ears pointed that way, like, flat, but her face is toward us. That's Lear jumping around on the toilet.
Oh, are you saying that, like, her ear needs to be moved over more?
No, her whole face is wrong.
Okay.
No, like, sorry, let me explain what I'm talking about. Because it looks like her head connects, like, right in here, and she got, like, an ear, and then her face is, like, really long. Her face is just really long.
Oh, okay.
And there's just something odd about it, and I can't place it, and I'm sorry, I'm not an artist. Gosh. I got you a present. I just gave me your address. You already have my address. I gave you a freaking card.
I think, actually, yeah, I think the features could be moved this way a little bit.
Which way? I can't see.
This way.
Yeah.
Because I find, like, her nose... You're right, because it is at an angle.
Oh, I was right.
I'm sorry, it took me a bit. Okay, so I think her nose could be moved over a little bit, and this eye could be shifted this way a little bit. Because you're right, because there is more space between where this ear should be versus where this ear should be.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't really have to change her cheeks, because then it's just...
Why would I keep your address? Because you're weird.
And then it would just be her jaw just blends in with her neck here.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Okay.
So yeah, so just the facial features need to be shifted over this way a little bit.
But these are all problems you get when you just stare at a piece too long.
That is true, because like just glancing at it, I was like, oh, this is cute. It just needs the values.
Yeah, for
changed.
a commission, it'd be fine.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But
since you gave us this, we're gonna say all the things.
Nitpick the heck.
Heckin' nitpickers.
Yeah, I think that the only big thing that needs to be changed is just that contrast issue. Because the art's really cute. Like I said, the shading style is really, really solid and good and strong. It's just the contrast needs to be heightened, PK. Heighten your contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would also, this is a small thing, but if you're offering commissions, I'd recommend using really bright colors just because they're more eye-catching.
Yeah.
That's just a good rule of thumb. If you're doing an advertisement type deal, bright colors do better. I mean, depending on where you're marketing it to. But for a commission, definitely brighter is better.
What do you know? You never sell commissions. No one wants your art. Can I get an F in the chat if you like Ursula's art?
That's a weird compliment.
R.I.P. Ursula's art. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna let a puppy out for a piddle. Puppy has to pee.
She quiet.
She quiet.
Okay, so we will... Oh, thank you for the Fs. No. Wow, June, you're rude. I think. Okay. So, PK, when you watch this, I hope that helps. Bones, go help the puppy. Stop staring at your fish.
I thought there was a dead one.
Oh. Yikes.
You peed already.
Oh no, puppy.
Be patient. Pee later.
I don't like Ursula's art. I totally didn't study it in college. Totally not. You were just drawing furries the whole time. Oh, thanks, Slush Owl. That's really sweet. Bless. Gosh bless. Everyone. Okay, so I think we can move on to our final person, Ren. I think I saw you earlier. I don't know if you're still here. Animal Crossing furries don't count? They count. If you like Animal Crossing, you're a furry confirmed. You totally didn't study Ursula's art in college. Don't you know everyone studies my art in college? I'm part of the curriculum. Oh god, can you imagine? That would be weird. I don't want to be part of a college curriculum until I'm dead. Ooh, it's too weird. Totally didn't. Hello, animals. We're all waking up. Fido! Fido, Mr. Business! God, I wish. Bones and I were joking that Fado went to get his taxes done, but he ate his tax forms on the way. So he was crying, like, Mom, help me do my taxes. And I was like, what do you need taxes for, Fado? And he was like, I ate them. I went to H&R Block and then I ate my taxes and I growled at the guys. What's the puppy doing?
She's just sitting on the step eating sticks.
Good.
So I'm gonna leave her to it.
Alright, eat some sticks, young pup. Ursula studies 100 points.
Oh, these are cute.
Yeah. I
that
love
what we're
Animal Crossing. I guess I'm a furry now. It's true, you're a furry.
You've always been a furry.
I don't want to be a part of college curriculum until I'm dead. Ursula 2019. Fado commits tax fraud. He didn't mean to. He just got upset and ate his tax forms.
Oh, we're talking about why we're late today?
Yeah.
Helping our dog with his taxes?
Yes. He also joined an MLM because he loves mlems.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I'm Lem. I'll join.
I love mlems.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's be... I'm sorry, I know that somebody's...
Fado. Now he's...
someone else's Kong.
Fado, don't steal Kongs from people. That's rude.
Oh my god, Lear's eating it.
Lear, don't eat peanut butter. You're a cat. Lear.
She left it like completely full too. Get out. Kids. Guys, we're working.
Guys.
We're at our actual job.
Children. Why not?
Hides behind mom, she'll protect me.
No, I won't. You're on your own, tax fraudster. I get sucked into Fado's MLM scheme.
It's not a scheme.
It's not a scheme. It's a legit business.
He's a boss babe.
Boss dog.
Boss Bob.
Animals turned the stream chaotic. They did.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, start saying things. Seriously.
Okay, so we're gonna look at Ren's submissions. I don't know if you're here, Ren, but if not, you can look at this later. Okay, for a different project from last week, would love design, color, and compatibility critique. I'm curious as to what kind of character you think they are based on their design and color choices. For the human, do they give off different vibe depending on the color? By compatibility, I mean how well the characters fit together as a team. I feel unsure since they're originally from two different stories I mashed together. By the way, they're not really to scale in this photo. Besides that, I was thinking the necktie bow thing for one of the girls was a bit too much. It's specific because it's been bothering me and I can't decide. Okay, so number one, I think they do feel like they belong in the same world. Mm-hmm. Like they're both stylized very similarly. And their colors are well matched. Like they're this nice like desaturated like cool tones that work really well. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that they were from two different stories that got mashed together unless you said so. As for general impressions of these characters. So it feels like it's a period piece. Like it feels kind of like turn of the century or maybe like
it's like 1800s. Ruby Gloom.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Ruby Gloom or like the Addams Family. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very kind of like gothy.
Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah.
Or like Coraline, but like set in the past.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like it. It's good. It also kind of reminds me of like Madeline a little bit.
I get you.
You can see it kind of.
I think the problem you're probably having with the little pink bow is that it's not really repeated throughout, except like the top half. There's like, even if it's not pink later, like the bow doesn't really follow through.
Yeah.
On your design.
I can see that.
It's all very concentrated to one place.
Yeah, I think there's also too much detail for this tiny little spot here.
Especially so close to beneath the face where you're gonna want focus.
Yeah. So I might nix the bow or incorporate the design in elsewhere as well so that it fits more. So. Oh yeah, Don't Starve. It also feels a little bit like that.
Like, I wouldn't do another pink bow, but maybe if she had like a purse or something.
Oh yeah. A little
like
bag.
a little pouch or something has a similar kind of pink, and then you can bring it lower in her design.
Yeah, definitely. Or adding maybe like a ribbon trim to her dress or something. Something.
I thought about the ribbon trim, but I feel like that might be a bit much.
Yeah, I guess with the lace and trim, it might be a bit too much.
Yeah. An apron might help.
Yeah.
Because there's kind of like a swath of just...
Oh yeah, just the same color, so maybe like a little... Oh, I gotta get to the right layer. Yeah, maybe like a little apron type thing.
With like some pink trim or
Oh
something.
yeah, I could bring in a bow or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because this kind of becomes like a swath, especially with the black design where like you're gonna lose the arm a lot.
Definitely. Okay, so the other question was, do the color choices change the characters? Like, what are our impressions of these characters? Like, what do you think their personalities are?
Goth child.
Goth child. She seems like she's either like...
She seems like the kind... She kind of would remind me of like kind of a more like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday mixed with like Luna Lovegood, where she's like, I have this potion. Would you like to test this out for me? Like the witch in Little Witch Academia, the mushroom witch.
What's her name? Like Susie or
Susie,
something like that, or Lucy.
Susu. Reminds me of like that kind of character.
I can see it. See, I also get this kind of like
Dry mischief.
Spunky adventure girl too.
Yeah.
Like it could go either of those directions.
Yeah, but there's like a little goth energy to her.
Definitely.
Like, I feel like regardless of the color choice, but the black definitely brings that.
Yeah, the black definitely feels very gothy. Whereas I find the white one makes her look more like a rich kid. Like she feels like she's at a prep school the white one.
Oh, I see what
Whereas
you mean.
the black one just feels more like more
goth.
Yeah, more gothy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we won't be doing any games after the critique.
Because the critique goes so long.
Yeah.
We're already 2 hours in.
Yeah.
I really like the shapes.
Yes, definitely. They're very defined and very simple. I like the dog.
Reminds me of Madoka.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let Troublemaker in.
Okay. But yeah, they've both got very defined shapes. Like she's got this very kind of like square, kind of like the bell shapes.
Okay, Muddy.
Going throughout and like
gonna hang out in the foyer.
in her skirt and her hair. And her eye
Serena,
shape.
goodbye. She's going back to jail.
Bye, Serena.
Just like her mom.
Write letters, please.
She doesn't need to write letters. You're both in the cell.
What? I'm going to jail.
You're a criminal.
Oh, right, I'm a criminal.
Apple treat.
But yeah, her shapes are very defined. The dog shapes are very defined. It's this kind of like, it's the wah.
The wah.
The wah. Just throughout. It's really nice, very solid. Very cute. The dog seems like a gruff character, like a sweet character, but who's like,
It's a scrappy dog.
Yeah, like scrappy or
Well,
like
its expression makes it look like it's a pretty nice dog.
That's true. They look very friendly.
Yeah.
But like, they'll back you in a fight.
I know you said it isn't a scale, but in my mind it is, and it's like a
Yes.
big schnauzer.
Yes, I love it. Headcanon. But yeah.
My head is cannon. We can shoot you out of it.
But yeah, the colors are good. Designs are good. I'd just be careful about her arm blending into her dress, with the black dress especially. But an apron could help, or changing the sleeve color or something could also help.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Totally.
But yeah.
Sounds like a ringtone. When you open his, and then he kills it.
Very good. Okay, moving on. Same project as last week. Hope the length is okay. It's very incomplete, so I guess I'm not really looking for anything specific. I just I just got attacked.
There was a fly on the couch, so
Oh.
she pounced on me.
Malthea was like, "Hello, I attack."
She's an attack cat. Okay, sorry, back to the thing.
I just have sort of linear and vague idea of the flats for now. Maybe I should have done more prep work for the colors. Anyways, I'm thinking of a bit more of a painted style. Might go better for this. Let me know what you think. So it's still rough, but let's see how it looks.
Oh, it's cute.
That's really cute. I like the colors.
I like the contrast.
Yes, this is good contrast right here.
Yeah.
You got the very light, bright yellow on this very dark blue.
But not so dark that you can't work with it.
Yeah, like you can still tell the color, like it's not so dark that it looks black or gray. Yeah, it's pretty saturated.
Yeah.
And then if you look at this, yeah, the contrast is so good here because it's like the blue is way down here, it's like halfway down, and then the yellow is like way up at the top. 10 out of 10. Very good. I also like how saturated you kept the blue. Like that really helps with like keeping the color and not making things feel washed out. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Sometimes I feel useless.
You're not useless.
I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I understand
Oh,
language.
this good contrast again, using the nice like bright blue against the darker blue of the background is good. 10 out of 10.
I can't wait for our dog to go to the vet and then we can walk her.
That'll be great.
Oh, I have to make the vlog today.
You do. Okay, so yeah, these look kind of rough, like they're still being worked on. But I get it's like the clouds and stuff. I do like how you have contrast between the background and the foreground panels. That's really nice. And then, yeah, this is still being worked on. And then, yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I like that you changed the gradient. So like we were talking in the previous webtoon style one, where it goes dark when you're looking at the light stuff. Because that's sort of what we were talking about in that one.
Yep.
Woo!
There are children screaming outside.
Oh, soon it ends. Well, I guess it never will end on the Saturday.
But yeah, I think this is a really good start. I like the color, like the way you've shaded and colored things up here, like that kind of like soft gradient stuff. And like using,
The vlog will take me hours to render, guys, so don't be so excited.
yeah, don't get too hyped yet. But yeah, overall this looks really nice. I'm excited to see where this goes. Again, the flow is really nice. The color choices are really nice. Good contrast.
You're really nice.
You're really nice.
You're
You
all
got good
nice.
art. Everyone here has done a really good job. I'm really proud of everyone. You're bringing your A game. A.
A234.
This again. But yeah, I think that's it. PK and Ren, if you have any questions, just let us know on the Discord.
I gotta make the vlog.
Gotta make that vlog.
What are you doing in there, Fado?
It's the puppy.
Fado.
Fando?
Fado, where are you?
Where's Fando? Fando!
Fado,
Oh, there he is.
go pay your taxes.
Fando.
$8 of A game.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone did a great job.
Except
everyone.
Bones. Everyone give an F in the chat for Bones.
Yeah. Everyone tell Bones he's silly.
I'm not wearing pants.
That's how silly he is. But yeah, great job, everyone. Thank you so much for submitting. I hope we have been helpful with our critiques. Are you guys going to do this again? Yes, we do a stream every Saturday, and we do critique streams on the last Saturday of every month. So if you want to get your stuff critiqued, go to our Patreon, become an $8 patron. Should be a link down in the description down below. And yeah, and then we'll critique your work next month. Ooh, woo. Don't worry, Bones. I didn't do a great job either. It's okay, sometimes you can't bring your A game, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm running out of things to say. I'm surprised we did this within like 2 hours. We did good.
A lot of them didn't submit this week.
That's true. A lot of people are busy right now, which is understandable. School's starting up.
Wait. Shoot, I need to go get a backpack. Yeah, backpack and Crayola crayons.
No, I need my markers.
Can I get a lunchbox? I never had a lunchbox as a
You
kid.
never had a lunchbox?
I never had a lunchbox.
Let's get you a lunchbox. I don't know what you use it for, but...
I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna be kindergarten. Me and Fado.
Oh, Fado in kindergarten. I mean, he did go to puppy school.
It was really kindergarten.
Yeah.
I got made fun of on the bus when I was bringing Fado to school. Like, actually.
What?
It hurt me.
What?
Yeah, I got harassed.
Oh,
I've told you this in therapy.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have Crayola markers and they're the best. They're delicious. Are they the ones that smell good?
The Crayola ones?
Can you get like Crayola smelly pencils?
Probably.
Let's get those.
Oh, no one gave Bones an F because we think you did great. Oh,
Oh.
sweeties.
I forgot. Can I get an A?
Yeah. Bones, you get
A
an
Canadian
A+.
A. EH.
Can I get an A in the chat for us Canadians? I have stanky Crayola markers.
Oh man, those are great.
Hell yeah.
Ursula, you're in charge of editing the stream.
I know.
You're like vamping for yourself.
I just want to chit chat with y'all for a
I want to
minute.
get to work and I need the computer.
Okay, we'll let Bones go work on the vlog.
I don't actually want to work.
Well, you're gonna. So thank you so much for coming, guys. We'll see
What's
you.
pyramid theme?
We'll see you next week on the next stream.
Punk Cats level 22. I want it.
Bones,
African.
don't tell me these cat things. Wait, the streams get edited? Not the streams.
The vlog.
The vlog. Alrighty.
Please end this.
Okay. Goodbye. Thanks for
you.
coming. Bye bye.